Good morning, Napa Valley. So good to have everybody here this morning. Happy New Year. We're ringing in the new year. It's so good to have everybody here today. I'm Reverend Jay Lang. I'm the spiritual director here, and so happy to be part of this community and part of this new year. There are so many exciting things that our theme is emergence for this year, and I just feel there is an emerging through this center and through our individually. So thank you for being a part of this emergence, and let's welcome our singer today, Helen Mead. So why don't you, Helen, why don't you come on up and open us up with your first song?
Oh, okay. Well, we need a disco ball for that number.
We do?
Have you got one?
No. But we've got some little globes there. This'll work.
Otherwise, I know that your voices will create the same kind of experience that you had when you were dancing disco. So please help me in singing this song, which is actually harder to learn than I realized. But then I don't sing disco that often. Okay, it's We Are Family.
We are.
Everybody and sing. Everyone can see we're together as we walk on by, and we fly just like birds of a feather. I won't tell no lie. All of the people around us, they say, can they be that close? Let me state for the record, we're giving love in a family dose. We are family. Thank you. Get up, everybody, and sing. I got all my brothers with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. Yeah, thank you.
So in that name, we're giving love in a family dose here. Why don't you introduce yourself to your neighbor? So good to have everybody here, and wishing everybody a Happy New Year. And we'll just, do you want to do one more chorus of We Are Family? Do you want to do that?
1, 2, 3, 4.
We are family. Y'all got all my sisters with me.
We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. We are family.
Round of applause. We like to begin our service with our mission and vision statement. So if you'll look up on the screen, whether we welcome all those who are online with us. You can look on your screen too and repeat. We are an inclusive community for spiritual growth and compassionate action. And our mission statement, we are co-creating a world that works for everyone by living intentionally, loving unconditionally, and seeing God in all people and all faiths. And we're grateful for that, grateful for this emergence of this vision and mission that's continuing. So as I mentioned, this little thing I put on Facebook every year, the Happy New Year. So this is an Old Lang Syne, the Old Lang Syne. We pass a cup of kindness, right? From an Old Lang, right? But this theme we have this year about soul emergence, it's just really speaking to me. I'm reading a book by Derek Rydell. You'll hear more. And the title of it is Emergence. But what's coming through this center, and the idea that our growth happens in many different ways, and it is about individually and collectively rising higher and growing deeper as well. As we spend a lot of time talking about this image. It's over on your side over here that has a lot of roots in it, and the value of roots in our growth, the foundations. And so this month we're spending time talking about Science of Mind foundations, the very root of what we teach. And also just that there is something coming forth. My events advisory, or our events advisory and support team, we talked about decorating for January. And what they said, yes, we need to take down the Christmas trees and the greenery, but can we keep up the lights? And I just love that. So we kept up the lights. We added a few more. Susan Fransky created these beautiful, almost like Chihuly globe things that are on the side. Yeah, if you know him, the stained glass artist or blown glass artist. And so we just what we want to do is keep the lights on, like the old Motel 6 slogan, right? We'll keep the lights on for you. And it was nice, not only that events team, but several people were here yesterday to help store the Christmas decorations and make sure this was ready for you today and for this month to be full of light and bright. So glad you're part of that. And part of this also is that we're going to be doing activities during January to give you a chance to open up to what is emerging in you personally. So this coming Saturday, we're going to do what's called a vision board workshop. And if you've not seen these before, you will supply all the magazines and poster boards. Now, if you have more magazines, please bring them. But you'll get the chance just to go through a process of visioning for yourself what is emerging through you, and then be able to express it through art, through doing these pictures from magazines, and it becomes an affirmation, a reminder, a mirror of that which is emerging in you. So it's a really fun time. We have a sign-up sheet out in the courtyard. There is a cost to it because of the supplies, but it's minimal. And also, if you're online and you want to take it online, you're welcome to do that. And we'll have a Zoom on. I'll send the Zoom link out, and we'll be able to I'll walk you through that vision process, and you can do the vision board on your own at home. So I think it's a great way, and invite you all to show up on Saturday at 10 o'clock for that. And then also, part of who we are is the Martin Luther King Monday, or actually celebration is Sunday and Monday, that we've helped support with the interfaith group and a planning committee of the MLK celebration. And there's on Sunday a commemoration that'll be at Congregation Beth Shalom with speakers that are amazing speakers, including youth and people part of the Workforce Project and part of Porte Abiertas, and just really amazing speakers. And there's going to be the music with the American Canyon High School is bringing their choir. So it'll be really fun. And then Monday is the day of service, and that there will be opportunities around the valley to be able to serve, and you'll hear more about those in time to come. And then also on the 23rd, this is another one of these visioning some people like a series of classes on visioning, and we're going to be going through Derek Rydell's book as well as Michael Beth's books on visioning. And so just week to week, we develop that. We do activities on it. We work with each other, support each other through that. So it's a powerful way to create purpose and passion and aliveness of full expression in your life. I really invite you. Hybrid class, so you can be online as well or here in person. I really recommend this class. It's going to be a powerful way. And what really brings it forth to me is when we can vision in a group, we vision for each other as well as for ourselves, but we can begin to find ways to create that which we're seeking in this course. So I invite you. There's also a sign-up sheet out there in the courtyard for that. And then finally, we're also wanting to get your input on what you would like to see for services, classes, workshops, or outreach projects. So there's an online survey that you can take. I'll send the link out on email. That'll be just a separate email with that. But we want, especially those people online, we'd like to know more about what you would like to experience as an online viewer. It's really important because we want to continue to create a quality experience for you as well as everybody in here and the classes and workshops. So that's a survey that's out there. So also please know that we do, the practitioners and the minister, Reverend Georgia and I, it's our purpose and passion to pray for people. And we encourage you to stay after the service, to pray with a practitioner, to fill out prayer requests either in the lobby or online. We've had more prayer requests this week than we've had in a while. Just things going on. So we meet on Tuesday, and we consider it our, as I mentioned, our purpose and our joy to pray for other people. So please, if you have a need or you know someone who is in need of extra prayers, please include us in that. And now we're going to go into the sacred part of our service with music and meditation.
Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. It's everything I've ever done, everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, everything I've ever dreamed has brought me here to the present moment here. And I'm seeing life so clearly now. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving into the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Everything I've ever done, everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, everything I've ever dreamed has brought me here to the present moment, here to the new beginning, here, and I'm seeing life so clearly now.
Let's just take that music into our breath, into our consciousness, into our body, and just be for a few minutes, for a few seconds. And this is the way that we start each day. So deep breaths, close eyes. And knowing that we are all there is, that we are one with God. We just open our eyes and wiggle our toes and fingers and know that we are here. We are all one. We are all together. At this time of year, we look at resolutions and things like that. And I have been not doing that lately. What I usually do is some kind of mild inventory of where I am in my body, mind, and spirit, to kind of look at what do I need to tune up and what do I need to let go of. So lately I've been doing a lot of meditating, especially when it's cold outside. I don't want to be outside. I want to be in. I want to be in meditation, and I just want to be with spirit. And some of what's come up is that I don't have to do it all. I don't have to be everything to everybody. And I just have to be me, and I just have to show up. And so I've kind of been showing up in newer ways lately. And I think it's really part of the going back to basics and thinking about if you're going to change your mind and you're going to change your life, what are you going to do after that? I mean, you have to, if you're going to treat, you have to move your feet, right? You have to go out and get things done. You have to go out and be what you want to see in the world. And so that's sort of where I've been at lately. That's part of the spirit part. The body part, I've been trying to get it to move more. I've been trying to get more in contact with my spirit when I'm out walking and when I'm in the nature. And that seems to really help connect me and center me. And so I've been doing that. And the last thing, my mind. I've been doing a lot for my mind. A lot of reading. I've been reading the visioning book. It's kind of going back to basics of how you vision with Michael Beckwith. And I've also been reading the second book by Carr, the one that wrote the book about See No Stranger. Valerie Carr's new second book. And we have that for our book reading this next time, and so we're meeting again on that. So I'm doing all that for my mind, but I'm also catching up on a little bit of the old Science of Minds magazines that are floating around. And I read the November one because it hadn't come in November, right? It didn't come till December. So I was reading about that when you treat and you pray, that's just the beginning. You have to start on you moving your feet. You have to get out and find ways to become what you want to become. And it's really it's a really good thing to remember this time of year, to go back to basics and to learn that you don't have to do it all, but do something, get out and do something. And so it's been really fun to be in community all this last season. And I hope we'll do it through February and January and all the next months as well. And so I just say, namaste.
Well, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right to have a good time. Oh, it's all right. Yeah, it's all right. Now listen to the beat and kind of tap your feet. You got soul and everybody knows. It's all right. Yeah, it's all right. When you wake up early in the morning, feeling sad like so many of us do, then hum a little soul, make life your goal. Surely something's gonna come to you, 'cause it's all right. Yeah, it's all right. What did I say? It's all right to have a good time. Oh, it's all right. Yeah, it's all right. Well, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right to have a good time. It's all right, yeah, it's all right. Yeah, just hum a little soul, make life your goal. Surely something's gonna come to you. It's all right. Yeah, it's all right.
How fun. It is all right. Everything is all right. It's a good earworm to have in our ears today, right? If something comes up, it's just getting my... Hang on just a minute. So I love this new theme that we're doing, and if I can get my tablet to work, that'd be great. Hang on here. And my clicker. You got me. I'm into the mode of it's all right, and I guess nothing's wrong, right? So this new theme about emergence. So it's our soul emergence. It's something opening up in us that is greater. And what I love about this whole concept is that we just allow it to emerge, and everything's emerging in the right and perfect time. This book by Derek Rydell is very fascinating because one of the things he first says in here is that this emergence is not about self-improvement, because we are whole, complete, and perfect. That's what Ernest Holmes says. That's what we believe. And at the core of this truth, if we really believe we're whole and complete, that we are divine in nature, then there's nothing to improve. We can't improve on God within, right? Now, it doesn't mean there are times that we need to align with what is the highest and best. There's times that we need to orient ourselves to let go of what no longer serves us, but in a way that's just letting go and allowing what is already within us, that we can be our own way of opening up, our own way of keeping from letting things emerge. Now, this is not an easy concept to understand. I mean, it's easy to, in our mind, yeah, you get that. But in reality, because there's a constant message in this world from social and televised media, as well as from faith traditions, that we're not okay, that we're broken in some way, and that we have to do certain things to be saved, to be reincarnated, to create the kind of life we want, whether it is called original sin, karma, or consciousness in our own faith. Sometimes when we don't create what we want, we think there's something wrong with us because it's a natural default in the human way. Now, what I know from my experience with spirit is that it is not spirit that is making that message. It's a human message. For whatever reason, conscious or unconscious, that message goes out. Maybe it's just default in our own system that we don't think we are that powerful. Or how could we be divine? How could we be perfect? What we know about this emergent idea, this law of emergence that Derek Rydell talked about, Ernest Holmes talked about, all of the ancient talk about, is that we are divine in nature, whole and complete in every way. Derek Rydell says that what you want is already here in a unified field of pure potential. Everything you need to fulfill your greatest desire is already part of your being. So as I mentioned, we align with something. We open up to what our greatest vision might be. And emergence is when we align with spirit, says Rydell, with the experience you are seeking, letting go of the obstructions to it, and raise your vibration to the level at which it already exists. So we do need to open up to it, but it's not because we're broken. It's not because there's anything wrong with us. It allows us to seek into that. So this month, the whole year is about soul emergent. But in this month, we have a theme inside of that that's talking about stretching into possibility. So when we are stretching into possibility, we are stretching into that greater vision, that greater knowingness, that greater thing that's seeking to express through us, and we allow it. We allow it to merge, and we allow it to create through us. And how we're going to walk through that this month is going through the first 4 chapters of the Science of Mind book by Ernest Holmes. And the first 4 chapters are often called the basics of Science of Mind. And the titles of the chapter are the thing itself, the way it works, what it does, and how to use it. And guess what it is? It is spirit. And so today's topic is God's nature is our nature. So what I know is God's nature is my nature, God's nature is your nature, and God's nature is our nature. Ernest Holmes just used the thing itself to describe spirit. He says it's life itself. It's not something separate from us. It is us. And it is all of life. There's no separation from us and spirit. What's interesting, the founders of this nation, they were theists. And a theist believes in God, but doesn't believe that God is on earth, doesn't have an effect on us. Prayers don't mean anything to a theist. That there's no interventions, there's no miracles. God created the earth and then left us to be as we are, free will. We are considered that we believe that there is God in everything with us completely. There is no separation. So the founders, they wanted to separate what's called state and church. And you can separate state and church, but you can never separate from God. It's always part of who we are, because there's just oneness in all that is. Last week I visited Dawn Pinkney, and her little Eamon was 1 month old. And you can see I was holding dear Eamon. And how could you think of anything this child is not whole, complete, and perfect, that is divine in nature? And when I look out today, that's what I see here also. You are divine. You are perfect, just as this baby is. I know now. Okay, I'm going to have to change the screen, aren't I? Okay, back over here. I'm going to turn off this. I could see where you were looking. But that's the point. This beautiful baby, you are beautiful too. We are one. There's no separation. Ernest Holmes had this poem, or chant, if you want to call it that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say one line at a time, and I want you to repeat it back to me, okay? So here's the first line. There is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. So it's one more time, and I want you to really take it in. Really take it in on a cellular level. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. Just the basic truth of that is that the thing itself is that which is good and emerging in us. That there, as Ernest Holmes says, there's a force for good greater than we are, and we can allow it to use us, this oneness of life. Now, a difference in the founders, they believe that God was out there. We believe God is here. But there's an important part of that. It's called panentheism. Pantheism is believing that all life is God, all life is divine. But pantheism, which more describes what we believe is, believes that all is God, but there's a force that's greater, that's part of this oneness, but we can tap into this greater force and allow it to come through us. So there's a uniqueness to that energy that we can allow it to use us to come through us. So that's panentheism. And we know by Derek Reidel's work, Ernest Holmes' work, the Fillmores, all the New Thought writers, all the ancients, that there's a way to create by raising our vibration. And when we have a life that not of our choosing, or we're not content with it, or we just want to have greater expression of joy and love and peace in our lives, it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with us. It means we are aware of something greater that's seeking to emerge through us, and we make a choice to allow that to happen. So we raise our vibration in this way. So we want to raise our vibration. There's that picture again. Okay. We stop trying to improve ourselves, and we start self-realization, an awareness of ourselves. There's a joke about a man walked into a store and asked the clerk where the self-help section was. And the clerk looked at it and goes, "Wouldn't that defeat the purpose?" I know. So he was looking for the self-help book, right? And if he was really seeking self-help, he could find it himself rather than... So, but that relays this myth of self-improvement. We think we have to go somewhere to do something to improve ourselves, to help ourselves, when really everything is right here where we are. I found a new poet online. Her name is D. Antoinette Foy, and I just love the simple way she expresses things. She says, "The core of your true self is never lost. Let go of all the pretending and the becoming you've done just to belong. Curl up with your rawness and come home. You don't have to find yourself. You just have to let yourself in." You don't have to find yourself. You just have to let yourself in. And that's exactly what Derek Reidel's talking about in his book called Emergence, 7 Steps for a Radical Life Change. He's an interesting guy. He lived in L.A. and was doing the L.A. thing, doing self-improvement, years of therapy and self-improvement because he thought that would change his life. And he was a writer and he couldn't sell his writing, couldn't sell his screenplays. And he was living in a one-room apartment, eating 19-cent boxes of Kraft mac and cheese, full of internal struggle and pain. And he said something's got to be different. So he just spent time contemplating, and he realized the whole model of personal development was wrong. He realized we don't have to attract anything because we're not lacking anything. We don't need to improve ourselves because the self is already complete. Just as the oak, and the oak is on his cover, the acorn, the oak is already in it. Everything that's needed to fill is already there. So we are like that. There's a perfect pattern of divine purpose, of joy, of peace. And when the conditions are right, that potential emerges through. The practitioners call it divine right order, divine right action, that it happens in divine time and allowing this greater thing to come through us. And Derek Rydell called this the law of emergence. And there's a number of divine laws that generally you hear the law of attraction a lot. The thing about the law of attraction is it does work, but there's some limitation to it because it only works to the degree we can imagine it. And Spirit through us can imagine something greater for our lives than we can ever imagine with our smallness of ourselves. That's something greater. So the greatest thing we can do for ourselves is just to be open to what Spirit is creating through us, that vision, that idea of a vision. Rydell said, we didn't come to earth to get anything. We don't need to wait until we're good enough or improved enough. We've come to awaken to our full potential and infuse this dimension with the divine light. And open up in this way. Last week we gave out these bookmarks, and if you didn't get one, or if you would like to share them with other people, they've got some great intentions for the new year. Just simple things that you can, there's several in the lobby if you weren't here on Sunday, or if you just want to pass them to a friend, you can do that. But I think that's a good start to things that just, the idea of our vision that we live intentionally. That means we're aware, we're mindful. We don't know everything, but we open up to Spirit moving through us in creative and powerful ways. I was sad to hear of the passing of former President Jimmy Carter, even though I think he's he's 100 years old. He's lived a good life. But I've always impressed with him. I was, when I lived in Denver, I was part of a Habitat for Humanity build where we built 17 homes in a week, which is hard to imagine. And part of the publicity around that was that Jimmy Carter and Rosalind Carter were there. And I didn't work with them in their house, but I was viewing them. I saw them from a distance, and he was hammering away. He would have been 90 at that age, a young man, right? And I love his quote about, I have one life and one chance to make it count for something. My faith demands that I do whatever I can, wherever I am, whenever I can, for as long as I can, with whatever I have to try and make a difference. And I know many of you are in different parts of your life, and you can always refire yourself up, regain a new aliveness, a new passion, be open, and remember that in this life you're creating, Spirit through you knows much more than you can ever know. Ernest Holmes says we experience heaven within, the kingdom of God, if you want to call it that, to the degree that we are conscious of it. To the degree we are conscious of it. So this is not, this is an evolution of emergence, where it's not just one thing that comes through and, oh, this is good. How I am a minister, how we are practitioners, how you are in your life is not about what you do. It's about your openness and allowing Spirit to come through us as us in this way. So we continue to open up to this life and continue to allow a greater sense of this Spirit emerging through us. I liked what Monica was talking about how she's just being open to Spirit and how it continues, and how she tuning up an awareness of what is hers to do now. I know a lot of people are asking many things of you lately, and you have to choose what it is that's opening up. And what's great is we don't have to have everything figured out. We do not. I used to have this sense that, okay, prayer and meditation, I'm going to get this insight, this lightning bolt's going to come down, and I'm going to know exactly what to do in this situation. I could sit there all day. Sometimes it did come through. Sometimes there was a clarity. But most of the time, what I get in meditation is just to relax and allow. That quit freaking out so much. Quit getting anxious about what is. I love the phrase about don't tell your God about how big your problems are. Tell your problems how big your God is. And that's what I get in meditation, this sense of something greater in me, and I can just allow it. I have a home project I'm doing. I don't need to go into the details, but basically we had a sewer problem, and plumbers had to come up and dig up one of our bathrooms, and it was a mess. And to save money, of course, first of all, if your spouse ever says, "Oh, I can do that," don't worry about that. Be afraid. There's a head shaking back there. But it was in my wheelhouse, as long as I had the time. But I started working on it, and what I had to do was to take this concrete out, this mortar that was underneath the tiles, and I was like trying to scrape it. It was like I was taking sandpaper to it, and it wasn't coming off. And so I said, well, I don't know what to do. So I went to meditation and prayer, and there was this sense of checking out, asking people, just going out and looking at videos and looking at what was available. The answer didn't come then, but there was this openness. And in that process, it's almost like I had to touch things and feel things and understand things to understand how to do it. And I thought I was going to have to buy something, but I figured out I had exactly what the tool I needed, right? We always have the tools inside. We might need to polish them up a little bit, sharpen them up a little bit, but sure enough, when I sat down to do it, it just came off, and I was finished in an hour versus I'd spent hours before trying to get it done. So this is that sense that we do not have to think we've got everything figured out. We think we have to have perfect things that we're doing, but the perfect within us is going to guide us and allow us and open us up to a greater way. So in this continuing emergence that we're talking about, we also want to be a law-abiding seeker. Now, I know that's a play on words about a law-abiding citizen, right? But a law-abiding seeker, what I'm talking about that is this word abiding. Usually when it's talking about a law-abiding citizen, it's like following the law. The traffic laws, the moral codes and things like that. But what I'm talking about is spiritual laws, and abiding actually means living within. So the laws that are part, the law of attraction, of circulation, of emergence that I've been talking about today, about connecting, thanksgiving, alignment, different kinds of spiritual laws like that. And what we know from the teachings of Science of Mind is that this is the teaching symbol. You see it up here. You see it up on the screen. And so it is spirit that's in the top third, and it comes down into form, but it comes through the law, through our beliefs. These laws are neutral. They're always working to create. They're always, whether we are conscious of it or not, they are creating. And so we abide by that. We trust the universe. We know that it's always working and responding to our thoughts, our beliefs, our intentions, whether we're aware of it or not. The question becomes is, how are we using that law? How are we engaging in it consciously? We don't have to think, oh, this is the law of attraction happening right now. We just know that there are spiritual laws that act on our thoughts and words like gravity does. We can't control gravity. It just is. And so these spiritual laws within us work. And Derek Rydell says, as you become more rooted inside, as you drink from the silent stream of life that runs beneath the surface of everything, as you live from the depth of your own being more and more, then you'll be able to rise taller and stronger in the world more than you ever thought possible. I think if we fight against the law, if we resist or don't believe, that it won't be working for us, or it'll be working and creating ways that we don't want to experience. But it's allowing this. knowing that our mistakes, as we might call them, are not failures, but opportunities to reveal something greater than what we are experiencing now. And it's our opportunity to choose what we do want to experience and allow Spirit to create through us as this. So finally, I want to talk about we don't wait for an invitation either. We don't wait till we think it's ripe. In the Aramaic Lord's Prayer, Jesus' words were about unripened. He'd always talk about unripened, that we are unripened, so we allow ourselves to ripen. I'll tell you what, you know the phrase about April showers bring May flowers, right? December rains, what does it bring here in Napa? Green hills. Have you noticed how green the hills are lately? And I tell you, the grasses and the plants up on those hills that brought in the green, they weren't going, oh, is it time for me to grow now? I don't know. What do people think? It's just January. You're not supposed to be green in January. Who do I think I am that can just start growing? It didn't wait for permission. It's that natural. We allow ourselves to be nourished. The Spirit download in us like the rain. And we allowed our root system to reach up and grow through us. It is that natural, that emergence. Lately I've been fascinated by ferns. You'll see that in some of the marketing things we use. And ferns have done what the dinosaurs could not do. They survived through asteroid impacts. They survived fires, volcanoes. They can grow right on cooled lava. I don't know if you've been in an area where lava is, but and fires can sweep through an area, and they can grow up from their roots. They're the oldest living continuous plant. And they don't have seeds, they have spores that are very fine, and just their whole evolution. And I think if we're more like that, we're adaptable. We don't, the tradition Science of Mind is that we have to plant a seed and wait for a plant to grow. But what if we don't have to do it that way? What if we are multiple ways, and we have multiple avenues and multiple resources, including our friends, including our spiritual practice that are our roots that we can grow from, including just an awareness and mindfulness that on the fly we can live our lives and people mirror back to us what we need to know, or suddenly you open up a book or see a quote or something that reminds you, gives you an answer, is guiding you. Trust the universe is providing to you that is as brilliant you are. And we don't need to wait for permission for this. That this myth that Science of Mind has perpetrated, that we have to have it all figured out, and we don't. That we just stretch into possibilities that we have. We stretch into this aliveness that we have. There's, if you've watched any of the, I think there's a second Moana movie now, but I've only seen the first one. But it talks about the Polynesian navigation system, where they would sail through the South Pacific seeking different islands. And some of these islands were really small. They didn't have modern navigation. Their navigation was based on the stars, but also intuition, an awareness. They talked about a vision of finding these islands. And they also had around this myth they said the land they were seeking, they were moving towards it, and it was moving towards them. Now, they were intelligent people. They didn't really believe an island was moving in the water. But spiritually, it was moving towards them and calling them. I want to let you know your vision, what is seeking to emerge through you, is also making its way towards you. that you don't have to go all the way. It will meet you in many places. That you simply need to make the steps toward it. As Monica was talking about, you pray and then you move your feet. Treat and move your feet. And so we've got to open up and with an open heart and an open mind and an open consciousness, we create through this. We stretch out, stretch into possibility, and we know that God's nature is our nature. And if we just know that one thing, leave today knowing God's nature is my nature. God's nature is my nature. And because of that, I'm connected to the planet. I'm connected to all of life as it comes through me as me. And that's the truth of who we are today and every day. Let's go to prayer. It is true that we are one. It is true that is all there is. It is also true that we can allow this force for good greater than us to come through us. And I know right now that is happening. The Spirit is moving through each of us in great and powerful ways. It is merging through us. It is seeking to express through you that which you are seeking. The peace, the joy, the love, the healing, the wholeness, the clarification, the guidance about next steps in some one of your endeavors and what you're thinking about, what you're imagining. I know Spirit is moving through you right now and creating that. And also moving through those with whom you hold in prayer also for health and wholeness, wealth, creativity, that which you hold for other people. And I know that is happening as well. For Spirit is moving through all things, emerging, whether it be a fern, an oak tree, or our individual soul. It is emerging. I know this to be the truth, and I simply allow it to be, and we allow it to be, and together we say, and so it is. All right.
Up above my head, I hear music in the air. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. And I really do believe there's joy somewhere. All around you, there's music everywhere. All in my home, there's music in the air. Up above my head, there's music in the air. And I really do believe, really do believe. All in my heart, there's music everywhere. All in my heart, it makes me whole, makes me feel good, makes me feel happy. And I really do believe there's joy somewhere. Up above my head, there's music in the air. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. And I really do believe there's joy somewhere. Thank you.
How fun. Thank you. Your music's been lovely today. I really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. So, This is a time in our service when we invite you to be part of the law of circulation, that we know that that which you give continues to, the spiritual laws we're talking about, continues to give and circulate in your life in all ways. If I could have the ushers come forward, please. There are many ways to give to the center, through online, through texting, through financial donations on Sundays. We appreciate your support of our vision and mission. I invite you to take your hand to represent that which you're giving, either have given or giving today or will give, and put it over your heart and repeat the affirmation that's on the screen. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate, and so it is.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and white. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see I hear babies cry, I watch them grow, they'll learn much more than I ever know, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Beautiful, beautiful. I meant to mention also, not only did the East team and the decoration team talk yesterday about the lights, but also, oh, look who we got. But also the piece, the cranes we put back up that are representing the peace that we want to know in the world. And I loved it when we put them up, one just lined right down the Science and Mind symbol, so it's creating peace that we have. We have some kiddos here. Let's welcome our kiddos. What? Okay. Well, well, well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. There's a microphone over there, Mary. This? We'll get that.
Okay, so today we made a poster.
Okay.
Not just the regular artwork on little paper, we made a poster and we put it together. So, you want to share it? Dun da da da.
Oh. Oh.
Peace for all people.
Yay.
And everyone drew and added
You need to use the microphone.
Yeah. So everyone contributed. It was great. It was really fun today. We started in prayer, and then we just worked our way through a poster. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That was fun.
Beautiful. Well, we'll hang that up in our...
I like you. I Yeah.
So we raise our hands to bless. So we say, we love you, we care about you, and we're here for you. And then, Tony, we have a question for you. Wait, bring the microphone back. You're going to winter camp
Yes, I am.
on Sunday. In next week, is it? Or the week after that? A week and a half from now.
Week
Yeah.
and a half.
Yeah. Well, great. Well, I just want to, we raised about $300 through the Christmas tree donations. So thank you, everybody, for doing that. So that helped pay that. So have fun at camp.
Thank you, everyone.
We also wanted to acknowledge everybody who has a birthday today, this month, and anniversary. So if you have a birthday in January, please raise your hand. All right, we got some January birthdays, great. And any anniversaries. Oh, we got some, how many years? 18. And what is 38 years, wow, this is great. And also we acknowledge people who might have recovery, sober anniversaries that we don't ask that you have to publicly declare, but we honor your path because we know it's a path of anonymity, but it's also a path that is a challenging, and we honor your path that you've succeeded in doing. Lots of courage, right? And also we want to honor people who might be here for the first time. Guest, if I can get back to that slide there. So if you're willing to raise your hand at being the first time, we have a special gift for you. Anybody we want to acknowledge you as a first timer? Not today, but we know that we also always appreciate people being here, whether it's your first time in a long time or first time this year, even though it's everybody's first time this year, right? So we just raise our hand blessing new people, blessing birthdays and anniversaries and recovery anniversaries, and we say, we bless you today, knowing that the peace and happiness you seek is also seeking you. We honor your inner radiance as you let your light shine in the world. We are grateful for your presence in our community. And so it is. And Helen, we love having you back here. So good having you again.
Thank you.
So good.
Thanks very much.
And let's all stand for the congregational affirmation. Repeat after me. Oh, practitioners can come on up. Sorry about that. You know that the prayers are available after the service. And if you'll just stay in your seat, then there will be a time for that. And everybody else, it's a beautiful sunny day, so let's go outside and have some coffee and snacks. So repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. I'm led by Spirit. I'm guided by wisdom. I'm protected by love. I'm here to be a blessing. I am so grateful.
So grateful.
And so it is. And now we're going to sing the peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our power, family are we. Let me walk with my brother in perfect harmony. Let peace be with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my song now. In each moment, give each moment with me eternally.
So as we go forth, we know that we stretch into possibilities and we allow our soul to emerge in the right and perfect ways. And so it is.